and today I'm going to be showing you a few things I've made over the past few weeks. But before I do that, here's today's mug. Okay, the first thing I'm going to show you is a shirt I made for my grandson, and it is the Kids ABB, which stands for Anything But Basic Tee, and it is by the DIBY Club, and it's a free pattern, so be sure and check that out. And it includes 12 kids sizes, slim fit and regular fit, and it also has a layers panel where you can only print one size, video instruction, no trim pages, slim and regular fit, a PDF pattern, and custom fit tutorials. And I learned about this from, it was either Kath from Made by Kath Craft or Liz from The Baker That Sews, and it may have been both of them talking about it on one of their plans and or makes videos on YouTube. So when I saw that they were making those, I was like, oh, I'm going to check that out for my grandson, and I really like it. And here's the shirt I made for him. It's knit. It's in this fun camo fabric, and there's also a contrasting fabric. And I actually had this fabric left over from a hoodie I made him, and it's also a free pattern from Brindle and Twig, so be sure and check that out if you have kids in your life. And I made a band for the sleeve cuff in the contrasting fabric, and also for the bottom. Oh, and here's the back. And I have a tutorial on my channel showing how to make hem bands for virtually any pattern. It can be around the bottom hem or like I did here, the sleeves. So be sure and check that out if you haven't already. And the reason I did that tutorial is I had a few requests asking me to do that, because I mention in pretty much every video that I don't enjoy hemming that much, and I came up with self-drafting hem bands not long after I started sewing to not have to hem things. And they also are a neat little design feature if you use contrasting fabric. And speaking of design features, I want to show you guys my design choice on this one. Here's the center seam, and as you can see, it's not centered. And the irony of this is, in the pattern they say to line up the seam from the neckband with the seam on the shoulder seam. And I was like, well, I really don't want to do that, because if I'm off just the slightest bit, it's going to be obvious. So instead I think I had it in the center to begin with, and then maybe as I stretched it to serge it on, it may have shifted a bit, but that's my story and I'm sticking to it. So there's that adorable shirt I made for my grandson, and I'll insert some pictures of him wearing it so you can see what it looks like on. And the next thing I'm going to show is also another kids pattern, and this is the Reversible A-line dress by Little Lizard King. And I actually don't think this is available anymore. I've had this for several years. Kids clothes are one of the first things I started sewing when I learned to sew. I was practicing on my great nieces, so I don't think it's available anymore, but I tried Googling it and couldn't find it. But here's the info on it, and as you can see, there's two options. You can either have ties or gathered. And I made this little dress, this adorable puppy fabric I got from Joanne on this section anyway. And then this is the actual dress I made during the tutorial of how to add a hemband, one of the dresses. And then the bottom is cute red and white polka dot fabric, and I really like this shoulder detail. That's elastic too. You make a channel through the tube and insert 2 separate pieces of elastic, and I just think that is super cute. And like I said, it's reversible, so here's what it reverses, what I chose to reverse it to. It's adorable plaid or gingham, black and white, and then I have the puppy fabric for the band, and I still use the red and white polka dot for the shoulders, and it doesn't have a specific front and back, but that is an adorable pattern. I wish it were still available. And the next thing I want to show you is the Yanaka jacket. I actually asked Google how to pronounce it, and that's what Google said, so that's what we're going with. And it's by Liesel & Co. And I have to put my readers on to read the specs. It's described as a cross between a blazer and a cardigan. This chic unlined jacket is semi-fitted, slightly cropped, and includes several unique features: a cutaway silhouette, cut-on sleeves, a sleeve gusset for better movement and fit, and a gentle stand-up collar. With no set-in sleeve and no closures, this style is fun and easy to sew, as well as versatile to wear. The cutout V-notch at the back hem adds a little extra style, and the pattern is great for color blocking. This style includes cup sizes with added bust darts for C and D cups to help you get a perfect fit. And the suggested fabrics are medium to heavyweight woven fabrics like denim, canvas, wool coating, jacquard, brocade, and bonded fabrics. And the size range goes from 0 to 20, and that is a bust range of 32.5 to 46, and a hip of 35 to 48.5. And there's what comes with the pattern. And here's the one I made. I made it with this is actually a quilted bedspread. I got it at a thrift store. And I have a separate video on my channel all about this if you'd like to check that out, but if you haven't seen it yet, I'll go ahead and show it here. And there's the back, and this is my first time doing a upside down V-notch cutaway, so I was pleased with how that turned out. And what drew me to the pattern to begin with was that it had a sleeve gusset, and I had never sewn a sleeve gusset before. Take it off the hanger so you can see, and I added this fun fabric quilting cotton I had in my stash for the facings. I'll get a little closer so you can see. Monkeys and flowers. So I thought that was really fun, and to go with it, I made the Ultimate Pencil Skirt by Sew Over It. It's your classic high-waisted pencil skirt. Can't go wrong there. It has 2 darts in the front, 2 darts in the back, kick pleat in the back, and an invisible zip in the back. And the specs are, the fabric recommendations are medium weight cotton, wool, crepe, and suiting fabrics. And the measurements, the size range is 8 to 20, and that includes a waist of 26 to 38 and a hip of 36 to 48. And here's the one I made. I also made it in the quilted bedspread. And I have a separate video on this. Oh, there's the darts in the front, the darts in the back, and the kick pleat. And I was able to use the binding that was already on the bedspread for my hem. So I thought that was super neat. So there's the skirt I made. That goes with the jacket, and I can also wear them separately. And back to the jacket, whoops, I forgot to show, I was able to use the binding that was already on the bedspread for the hem of the sleeves. So I thought that was super neat, and I will insert pictures of me wearing those so you can see what they look like on. And the next thing I made is the Ashton top by Helen's Closet Patterns, and I actually have a tutorial for this top on my channel, and it takes you from downloading the pattern to printing it, taping it together, everything, start to finish. If you are a beginner or know a beginner, that would be a great tutorial to start sewing garments. And the specs on the Ashton top: it's described as an all-season wardrobe staple that's easy to sew and style. Wear it during cooler months with jeans and a cardigan, or pair it with shorts for summer. The Ashton has bust darts and signature A-line shape. View A is a hip-length top, and View B is a crop top, ideal for pairing with high-waisted pants or skirts. Both views has the option to finish neck and arms with an all-in-one facing or bias binding. The hem is finished using a beautiful hem facing. The Ashton top makes a great stash buster. Here are the line drawings. And I made the longer version in my tutorial. And I did do the all-in-one facing and not binding. And the size ranges for the B cup is a bust of 31 to 48, and that sizes 0 to 22. And for the D cup, the size goes from a bust of 40 to 58, and that sizes 12 to 30. And then for the B cup hips, it goes from 33 inches to 50 inches, and for the D cup size range, the hips go from 40 inches to 58 inches. And I have made 3 of those Ashton tops so far. I absolutely love them. It's a great pattern, flattering fit. Helen's drafting is superb. Okay. Oh, I forgot to show the top. Here's the top. Ashton top I made. This is the one I made during the tutorial. And this is a vintage fabric that belonged to my husband's grandmother. It's green, and it has flowers on it with red blooms and blue leaves and little white polka dots. Let me get closer to see if you can see it better. And I use this lightweight denim for my facings, and I thought that looked super cute. So there's my Ashton top. And the next thing is the no-zip skirt by Blue Dot Patterns, and I also have a tutorial for this on my channel, how to make it from start to finish, not the downloading the pattern and all that. We just get straight to sewing. So I lost my glasses, there they are. So check that out if you haven't seen it. And the description for the no-zip skirt is: this clever no-zip entry and easy to sew A-line skirt has a fitted waist, slash pockets, and button and hook and eye closure. It comes in 3 lengths and is a great project for beginners or someone looking for a quick wardrobe addition. And the suggested fabrics are medium bottom weight wovens, including denim, twill, corduroy, suitings, sateen, poplin, faux suede, and linen. And the size range goes from a size 4 to 22, and that covers a waist of 26 inches to 40 inches and a hip of 36 inches to 50 inches. And here's the line drawings for it. And the 3 lengths it comes in is 20 inch, 26 inch, and 32 inches. And I was actually a pattern tester for this for Diane, and I have a video already on my channel about that. I made it in the View B, which was the 26 inch length, and I made it in a corduroy. with one I made for my sewing tutorial. I made the 20-inch skirt, and I used this, I think it's a lightweight twill. It's fun camo fabric I got from Joann. And even though I made the 20-inch length, I added 2 inches to the length using my hemband technique. And part of the video for the hemband, I show when I'm making this skirt. Let me get up close so you can see it. See it right there? And I usually like to use a contrasting fabric for my hemband, but I didn't have any that would coordinate well with this fabric, and I didn't want to go buy any, so I just used the same fabric. But I did use, and I used a snap instead of a button in my tutorial because I prefer those. And I used this fun contrasting fabric for my waistband facing. This funky pink and orange. Ooh, look at me. Hey, bye. I love that. And I also used it for my pocket facings. And this is a great pattern for beginners. So, like I said, if you are a beginner or know a beginner, check out my tutorial for how to sew this step by step. And I will insert pictures of me wearing that so you can see what it looks like on. And the last thing I want to share is the dress I made for the Frugal Frocks 2021 challenge. I also have a separate video for that on my channel, but if you haven't seen it, I'm going to go over it a little bit, but if you want a lot of detail, check out that video. And I used this vintage simplicity pattern from 1973, and it belonged to my husband's grandmother, and I made it in honor and memory of her. And it is described as this dress with princess seam bodice and skirt stitched to midriff, has a back zipper opening at high round neckline and set in sleeves. Versions 1 and 2 have a collar, long sleeves, gathered to button cuffs, and optional purchase belt. Can't talk, words are hard. And version 2 has contrasting bodice and sleeves, and it's collarless. And then the other versions have short sleeves, and then one version has a flat woven braid trim, and version 4 has top stitching trim. And I made version 5 with the shorter sleeves and no collar. And here it is. Has a split neck, which is super flattering, I think, and different. And there are the midriff pieces, and the shorter sleeves, and the princess seams, and a fuller skirt, which I love. That's my favorite type dress and skirts to wear. And a back zipper. And I will insert pictures of me wearing that so you can see what it looks like on. And the last thing I want to share isn't a garment. If you've watched my Get to Know Me Q&A from Friday Sews, I mentioned that I don't just sew garments, I'm also a quilt maker and a bag maker, and sew pretty much everything. So I wanted to show you this cosmetics bag I made for my daughter-in-law's bridal party for their wedding, and I made one for each bridesmaid and used my embroidery machine to put each of their first initials on. And this is a tutorial called the Flat Bottom Pouch by my friend Nicole from Darvana Lee Design Studios, and I will link in the description box the tutorial of how to make this. Nicole is a great teacher, so check that out. And I use this, let me get close so you can see, glitter vinyl for the exterior, and then the lining is like an ombre with different blues. That's the color of the wedding. And I got the glitter vinyl from Vogue Fabrics about a year ago in March, before all the closures and everything happened. Some friends and I were at the Sewing Expo near Atlanta, Georgia. And Vogue Fabrics were there, and they had a booth of all kinds of different vinyl, so that's where I got that. I think it is super cute, and I will insert a picture of all the bags that I made so you guys can see those. Okay, that's it. That's the things I've been sewing the past few weeks. What have you been making the past few weeks? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch my video. If you'd like to see future videos, please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. See you next time. Bye!